Oh my god, this is super aggressive. Oh god. Oh god. We're in trouble, chat. What the hell is this? Welcome back. Here we are with some Phobies action. We'll run some games. Like I said, I've really been enjoying Phobies. I've been enjoying it a lot. We can actually get another pack tonight, which we may wait on just so we could do multiple pack openings together. I don't think I can get enough tiers in order to open a scary pack. Could probably do a frightening pack. I don't know that I really want to try and push for like greater phobia acquisition. While I do want the other phobies, don't get me wrong, I want the other phobies, but the problem is, well, there's a number of problems. Namely, we're spreading out our gains, so it's more difficult to get levels. In particular, there's been a few phobies, like, I would love to get more jar levels. We just haven't. Now, granted, it's an ultra rare, so we're going to get it rarely anyway, but there are a number of phobies, such as Canine, which is a common, that I would love to level up, but I can't get it past level 2 right now, and because we have so many phobies, it's kind of spreading it out. Now, one thing I'll point out, I did do this offline. I forgot. I did unlock Miss Moffat via stress levels, because I wasn't paying attention. I'm like, oh, well, I might as well level these things up. Oops. We were right there. So, we do have a poll now, which is going to be pretty cool. We do have a poll now, which is pretty cool. But we're going to jump into the arena and see how we do. That matters. I get it. I mean, other games do that, but they're also not structured the same way that Hunt Showdown is. I don't know. Alright, so we're going second on Lights Out here. Since there's no solo mode, it's like that. Well, I thought the quick play mode is 100% solo. Is that not the case? Because the other mode you can join solo, but I think you can go up against teams. Yeah, I've only played quick play at the moment. I haven't even, I accidentally queued into the other mode and it was a mistake. We'll put it that way. We don't have Spud to fight our opponent like they did to us the last time. So we're stuck kind of doing this, which I don't like this. I don't think this opener is good on this map. It seems kind of bad. When's the next update for this game, Zach? I'm not sure. They haven't made any indication so far. We just got the patch with the 2 new phobies a couple weeks ago, so I expect it won't be anytime soon. I would be very surprised if it was anytime soon, I guess would be the better way to put it, because it would be very quick to introduce something this fast. Like, that would surprise me. There are very few games that update with, like, new content releases that quickly. Released games, that is. I mean, there's games that I played, like Vampire Survivors is a good example. They have an update, like, every week, just about. I'm not sure why they're positioning this here. So they can kill the cat probably fairly easily. The question is, if we do something like this, it could deter them from even coming in. And then we might be able to set something else up. So we have a panic point advantage, but the problem here is I'm not clear on this map just yet how I want the game to flow. I'm not sure, like, what I need to control. I know it's this top point, because for obvious reasons, it's the neutral one, essentially. But we don't have a great way to protect it. Do I work every day? Well, every normal work day, yes. I have a full-time job. Streaming I just do for funsies. I mentioned it earlier, I'd love to do full-time content creation, but there's just no realistic way that I can support myself and my family on a streamer salary, we'll say. There's just no feasible way. On top of the fact that, like, being a streamer, you get no benefits or anything like that, so... I don't know if we want to do this yet. I just kind of want to see it. So if we did this, they kill it, they walk this up, we kill that. We end up trading 3 for 2. So I don't think that's worth it. Like 3 keys for 2 keys. We're going Gesundheit instead of microscopic. A, our Gesundheit, I think, is higher level. B, I think that we don't want to invest as many keys. Like, we're getting to 5, where now we can pop out a decent-sized phobie. So this is level 6. This is level 4. So we can kill this, and it won't kill the cat. The cat will die instead to the unbearable, but that's fine, I think. One day I can see it. I hope so. I hope that I get to that point. It's going to be a while. And I'm not saying, like, I'm I deserve it or something like that, or that I should have gotten this already. It's just... The reality is that it takes time to build something like that, and I'm just not in the position... Haven't built myself up to the point to do that. Honestly, we could bank keys here. I don't see a reason to do anything. We have control the panic points. They'll kill this, walk up the Gravedigger or something like that. And if they do, we just light it up. I'm not real threatened here. I don't necessarily want to go with Hevo 3.0 here. I think that's extreme. I love how they named the virus Gesundheit. Well, the other virus is, I don't know if you've seen this one. It's the other one I was referring to, microscopic. Who's not wearing a mask? It's a little, it's a little on the nose for real world current events, but, you know. There are a lot of puns that are really fun in Phobies. And I'm sure there are more because at this point in time, as far as I know, literally no one in the game has hit max stress level yet. Like, literally no one. So they can actually invade here, which is problematic. We actually needed these two swapped, and I should have seen that before, because if they were swapped, we could fly in and snipe their jar. Yes, we'd lose the murder fly, but them not having access to the jar is pretty important. So we have to back everybody off, which is a little obnoxious. If we go for a 7, like, honestly, the Hevo wouldn't be horrendous here. They still have enough keys that if they have erratic, we could be in trouble. Part of me wants to break one of these open so that way we can do stuff. By part of me, I mean all of me, basically. So we do this, we bank, and then we could pop out, say, a range 7 cost, hypothetically. It gives us access to this spot. Now, we did this similarly last game that we were on this, and our opponent they went second, I think. And they had a similar setup where they elected to break this bottom one, and that maybe is the better choice. 9 cost is steep. It really is. It takes a long time, and it's very hard to do. Wait, I just missed something. I'm pretty sure there's someone above stress level 90. Interesting. If there is, then somebody hit it. I think 90 is the max, right? But if that's the case, I'd love to observe their games just so we could see what the other stress phobies are. Because I don't think I've seen anything above Snowball, or at least If I did, obviously we wouldn't know because they don't show in the album. Which I've mentioned this previously, I kind of wish you could see them in the album. Even if it was just like scratching them off, like, like literally scratching it so that there are like slices or scrapes on it. Because I think it would be interesting to at least be able to see it. So we do 5, 11... We can't do 700. Well, we might be able to get this. Like, it's not impossible. So we're going to lose this. I don't think they can kill this. It's possible, but I don't know. It's really a matter of whether they kill this and Gesundheit. Which, I mean, they could if they want to. They could Fly Jar over here, Meatball. They can definitely do it. Stress level 98 and 120 Phobies. Wow. It's too bad you can't look at their collection to see what the other Phobies are. I mean, I guess that's part of the mysterious allure of not knowing what they are. But I'd love to know what those other Phobies are. Like, I really am curious. So this is not great for us, but it's not the end of the world here. We obviously had the panic point advantage for a little bit. Not that long, though. So since we burned Meatball, we can't... Well, we can kill their jar. We're going to walk this up, whack their jar. Unless they put this here. Yeah, they put it there. Makes sense. So we kill their murder fly. And then back off, I guess. It should kill it. It does. Okay. This can go down here. You can go here. No, you can't. You gotta back up further. It has to back up further because otherwise it just dies to this. And I think keeping the mobility from that is important. They only have 3 keys left. So we could go a 7 and a 4 and probably be in good shape. Like if we go sheep, which is the bane of my existence. We're just going pterodactyl. This allows us to threaten this spot and soften up the Mount Crushmore, which is inevitably... Now, what they could do is they roll up here, and then they put the block back. That would actually be a pretty good play. Although we do have the flying to get over it, so we'll see. Oh, we got the win. I mean, to be honest, I think we were in a good spot. We still had more keys left. Like I said, we could pop out a sheep, which I probably was going to avoid. But, I mean, I'll take the win. GG. More than you really need there? I don't know. All right, so we're back on the big maps again. We are going second, so we can't just take the middle point with Murder Fly right off the bat. Our opponent can do that, though. This is another Raining Worms-esque map. Hey, Harley, what's good? New to Phobies. Any tips for new players or in general? One of the things that I would say right off the bat, they banked to 9. Wow, this is going to be a little scary. One of the things right off the bat, and this is going to sound weird, but have fun playing Phobies. Like, it's very easy to get down on yourself because the game can feel so punishing. So if you're playing PvP... Because you could just be doing challenges, whether you're playing async or arena, it doesn't matter. But just make sure that you're enjoying it, and whatever draws you in the most, lean into that. But, as far as, like, what I'm assuming you're really asking about, like, what do you do? Yeah, Luffy's right. If you get a phobie that can boop stuff, aka you have a push, you can push things off the map and kill them. But yeah, I do have a bunch of game breakdowns of me losing games, and a couple early on. Right now you have a 100% win streak? Nice! Don't take this the wrong way, but don't expect that to last. It can go by the wrong direction in a flash. And that, again, not meant to be insulting, it's just the reality is that both players are trying to win, right? So somebody has to win. You're gonna get experience, and that's what it boils down to. As far as collection acquisition, there's a bunch of people in chat who can talk about it. You know, like which packs you should get when and that sort of thing. Nice, get a little chomp action going. There's a bunch of stuff you can do to maximize either breadth of phobies, like number of phobies, versus trying to get high-level phobies early on. But Luffy's absolutely right. There are bots which are not humans. Like, it's the computer is playing. And they exist in phobies in a variety of different scenarios. Namely, at the early levels, bots are there so that players can, you know, familiarize themselves with the game early on. This is going to be another Moffat level, I think, but I don't know how easily we're going to be able to do this. This should deter our opponent from coming in too close. And then we're going to bank from here, try and get a bigger phobie. But yeah, there are a few bots, and it's something that, you know, you could take it or leave it depending on your personal opinions for how to design games and stuff like that. But there are bots early on. They do taper off, so like you won't get them later on in your playing career as you rank up. As far as learning, like, strategically, one thing that I point out in basically every stream, and we do observe other people's games as well, is go watch other people's games. You can go to the respective ladder, aka async or arena, whichever you want to play, and you can go watch other people's games. And by observing those games, you're going to pick up, well, what did they do in the first few turns on this map? What did they do in the first few turns on that map? How did they set this up? How do they set that up? We have 9 keys, so we're just going for Hevo because we can. I don't necessarily think Hevo's the answer here, but we're doing it. We should have moved Murderfly, because I kind of want Hevo. Murderfly should be here. You should be here. And then Hevo's going to go here. The reason Hevo's going here is so that I can get it right on the stim pad, if we elect to. Now, they could counter with any number of electric phobies, but... See a couple of people complaining about bots. I think bots are very good for learning and stuff. Absolutely, Zach. Like, I don't personally have a problem with it. It gets a little weird when you're talking about something that's supposed to be a quote-unquote competitive ladder, and then you have parts of it are populated by bots. But realistically, at the bottom ranks, who cares? Like, it doesn't matter. Let people learn the ropes. Let people get a handle on the game, and then figure out how they want to play the game, right? Alright, so our opponent has multiple electric phobies that are going to threaten us. We actually have to run away because this can move into range and then one-shot our jar. Now, Hevo doesn't have to go anywhere, and in fact, we almost want to stand here and let them come in. So, like, if we do this, if they fly into range, we're going to blow it up. Almost immediately. Because they have to be here or here. They can't hit it otherwise, so... Come at me, bro. Does anybody even say that anymore? Like, is that still a thing? I don't think people say that anymore. This doesn't chain, right? No, it doesn't chain. So they're going to do 800 here, which, you know, not great, but we can kill a 1300 key phobie, or 1300 key phobie. That would be a lot of keys. 1300 health phobie, and then heal up our Hevo. But yeah, Harley or anybody else who's hanging out in chat, if you have any questions, and if you're watching this game on YouTube, by all means, come by the live Twitch stream, RTChompGG over on Twitch. But if you have any questions, feel free to throw them in chat. I'm more than happy to impart any knowledge that I may have probably gained by getting my teeth knocked in. Unfortunately, losing is one of the best teachers. It's kind of the way just about everything works, right? What's my favorite phobie? You really like Bachelor? So Bachelor kind of has a a reputation on this stream because I always laugh about how to pronounce it. Is it Batula or is it Bachelor? But right now, I like so many of them, it's hard to choose. I don't hate Bachelor. I just think he's funny. I don't think Bachelor is that good, though. I have not seen Bachelor perform very well, but being a dimensional phobie means that it obviously offers certain advantages. Now, this is interesting. Are they going to try and go face over here? What was I going to say? As far as my actual favorite, I'm not sure. I end up using Erratic in virtually every game, so you could say that. I really like Baby Snakey, even though we only got it recently. I was aware of it. There's so many that I like that it's like, how do you choose your favorite? I don't know. Imagine if someone had a level 20 AWOL. Somebody will one day. He disrespects our boy Eternal Knight. I'm not a huge fan of Eternal Knight. That is true. I'm not. So we're body blocking here. Problem is they can just walk up and get on the jar anyway. I think we just retake this, even though, well, it's going to die no matter what, right? Like, there's no way we're preserving it. So it's just a matter of what they send in to reclaim it. Now, I don't know how we deal with this up here effectively. I guess like this? This is not a great answer. So if they go in with the sheep, which they might do, they can't kill this turn. Like, actually kill it. And if it gets poisoned, we kind of don't care. We can wait it out. We care, but we don't care. Before we do, I hate the most as well. Personally, I can't stand the guy with the ball that can throw really far. That sounds like Chuck. Or is it... I mean, it could be a Hevo, or it could be Unbearable. Yeah, it's probably Unbearable then if it's the Prison Ball guy. The 4 cost that literally looks like an undead bear. I actually like Unbearable a lot. Granted, it's like one of my only lobbing phobies, so like, you know. I like Unbearable a lot because I use it, but I can certainly understand why people... Oh my god, this is super aggressive. Oh god. Oh god. We're in trouble, chat. What the hell is this? Oh, is this Charon? I've never seen this phobia before, like, in-game. That's pretty wild. Do I like Klepto? I don't like seeing Klepto on the other side of the board, if that's what you're asking. Okay, so does this do double fire damage? I don't know how that'll work. So we gotta go, like, here. I don't know how we get rid of this fish tank. Like, that was a pretty cool move that they pulled here. We're just gonna have to dive it with, like, 85 things. We could miss Moffat. We'd have to go here, we pull, and then it's kind of in range of everything. We could walk something up and put it on the stem. We're going to take a beating here, but we might be okay. It depends on whether they kill this jar. I don't like investing that many keys right now and literally going to 0. But I think if we kill their if we kill their fish tank, we're probably in good shape. But yeah, Klepto is frustrating to fight against. At one point, I want to do like a Phobie tier list, but I don't know how reasonable that is right now, to be honest. I haven't even seen every Phobie. Well, that's interesting. I didn't expect them to come out, to be honest. I'm looking on screen for half of them, like, what the heck are these? I have that reaction still, and I've seen a ton of Phobies. It's gonna be like that for a while, and honestly, that's part of the fun is, oh my god, what is that thing? Like, you just saw it a few seconds ago, or a few minutes ago, when Charon hit the board. And I knew of Charon, like, I've heard of it before. I think we have to do this. We do this. So that tile's on fire, but it doesn't matter. So they can go down here and hit us with the Hevo, but I don't know if that matters too much for us right now. The Charon is shockingly healthy right now. Hold. We can go here. That'll LOS the pole. I was trying to see if there was a way to get Morty online in order to kill the Charon right now. But I guess we're okay if we can't. I mean, we have a panic point advantage. Ironically, they gave it to us because they blocked their own. Well, they gave us a larger one. We're going to bank. We're going to bank, obviously. I guess we could have moved Moffat up. So the fish tank is toast, which is obviously good news. Charon's about to eat it. Like I said, this Hevo is going to throw at us, but who cares, because this is not going to do enough. So they're back on their plan of trying to light us up here. But what we can do is we can move Hevo into range and beat up on Charon and kill it this turn. They can kill our pterodactyl, though. How long does the slime last? It says 2 more turns. So if we go here... I don't know how the slime will interact with the bones. Like, I honestly have no idea. I wanted to go erratic. I don't know if that's actually what we want. If we go erratic, we can go a 4, which isn't bad. The Moffat has been kind of bad for us. I thought we were going to get a better play out of it, but it didn't come together. I think we do go erratic and then just get it into position. AKA here. We could put it where Moffat is, which is fine, I guess, but whatever. They're gonna back off from this. They're not coming after us. We're tied on... Or no, we're down panic points right now. We're down panic points right now. So they kill this, but like I said, I don't know how this interacts. Okay, so it will live. It doesn't matter. What about Flesh Crawler? I do actually have the Flesh Crawler, or I had the Flesh Crawler available. I'm not a huge fan of it in this scenario, because I don't know that it actually gets us anything. They're very spread out, A, and B, they don't have a lot of smaller things for us to light up. And to be honest, I don't know how much of this is going to matter. Oh, they were able to get to this. I didn't realize that. Oh, God. We don't want to take unnecessary damage here. Actually, we can wait on this. The poll with Miss Moffat may have been, like, extraneous. But it means that we end up killing these guys. So you'll die, you'll die. You should. Oh, we're gonna need help. Do we get some bees? Some bee action? I think we're gonna go with 2 little guys, to be honest. We're going with 2 little guys so that way we can... I mean, they're dead no matter what, right? We're not going to die to panic point damage. But this way we can recap all the points with, you know, relative impunity. GG. Bees! I'm going to play Phobies now to accidentally left someone for like 3 hours. Believe it or not, some of the async games end up just taking forever. But yeah, welcome to the stream and feel free to come back whenever. Alright, I think we can safely call this one, chat. Can we just kill it? I think we just kill it, right? GG. We got him. Hey, Gilbo, what's good? How you doing? Alright, so we're on RCO. But yeah, if they ever introduce a Frenemies arena game, community tournaments I think would be really fun. I think logistically, async... Doing it through async, while possible, would probably be obnoxious. But maybe we just try it and see. We gotta grow the Random Thoughts Discord a little bit so we can get enough people to try and do it. I just want to do it for funsies, right? Like, we're not gonna necessarily have anything on the line. It's not... You know, there's no real way to do that right now. But it would be cool to like, you know, just for bragging rights sort of thing. So their murder fly is as big as mine. So we do this. This is kind of my go-to opener on this map right now. What did I miss? Well, we started earlier tonight, so we played a bunch of games, started out rough. But we're doing okay now. What are we talking about? Well, there were a couple new people that came into the stream. So we were, you know, just doing the usual beginner Phobies talk stuff, and it got onto the topic of doing community events. And I think that there's something there. Like, there's the potential to make something happen, and I would love to get it started. Yeah, if only, Luffy. If only. You know what's going to happen is we're going to open, like, an uneasy pack, and all of a sudden there it's going to be. And it would be hilarious. It's going to be hilarious. Let's see. So what do we do here? They can get our jar if we put it in either of these spots, because they can go here. I kind of feel as though we bank, but we need to put something here, because otherwise they can block us off with the with this guy. But we need to put something there that we don't care about. Or this, because it will... Like, this should tank... No matter... Like, they can't kill it. This turn, anyway. Any other 1 or 2 drop we put there dies. It might have been better, honestly, and I think we did this a couple games ago on this map. If we put the murder fly on this top panic point, they can't kill it. And we can obviously fly back down. Interesting. I mean, that makes sense, I guess. So if we put the cat where the K9000 is and the murder fly up here, we had other options. Like, maybe we should have just gone jar anyway. I did try unicorn in an earlier game, but I think our unicorn is just too low of a level to really matter yet. It's just, I don't know, it doesn't feel like it's doing enough just yet. We could go jar to get this online faster. Nope, I don't want you to go there. I want you to go here. No! Oh yeah, you can't attack this anyway, so it doesn't matter. It actually doesn't matter. I don't know that we can kill this. Yeah, we can. If they try to take this point with the Gravedigger, we can kill it. So I want the cat down here. I mean, all of this allows us to beat up the statue to try and free it up and give us access to the middle again. But also, we can threaten taking this panic point, which they're obviously not going to let us do, but, you know. You bait your opponents by only moving once to make them think you put down a trap. I'm kind of coming to the conclusion, if my opponent is playing a trap phobie, I just let it happen. And just be like, okay, they're putting it on a panic point. If they put it anywhere else, I mean, you do try and figure out where the trap is, but at a certain point, you can Jedi mind trick yourself out of plays by trying to be like, oh, well, if they put it here, then I have to do this, and that. And then it's just like, it was the most obvious thing at the time. So we probably should have just gone a Gravedigger ourselves. Oh, I keep doing that. We can't actually attack this. I keep forgetting. They banked to 6, which is not great for us. I feel like we need to bank as well in that case to see what they do. Game, stop doing that. I don't know what they could get. 1, 2, 3. Like, there's not much they can get that's going to threaten this. We're just trying to soften this up. If they elect to come after it, we can't really do anything. We're probably just going to hit it and walk away. I don't know. We could meatball it. I possibly should have. I kind of wanted to keep the meatball online, but I think that it doesn't serve any purpose to keep it online. Flying phobies can't attack obstacles? Exactly, yeah. That's exactly it. That's a Mount Crushmore. Do we try and sheep it again, chat? Because that seems to never work. It seems to never work. We could try and scritch. What value does that get us? We could try to Miss Moffat again, but I don't think that's going to happen. We should have had the Gravedigger online like 2 turns ago if we were going to try for this, but I think it has value still. Yeah, it's a lob fight. We have a different poison phobia now? Yes, we do. We could try and do that, like I said, use the Miss Moffat to pull it in. And honestly, like, that might not be terrible anyway, just to try and like pull them out of position and blow something up. Miss Moffat counters dimensional phobies. We're going to try and make it work, but our Miss Moffat is still level 1. So, like, it's so fragile. Oh, yeah, it's absolutely nice to have other options, because right now it's pretty challenging to make some of this work. Like, maybe we go Miss Moffat and try and force it, right? Like, maybe we can make something happen. So they can't meatball, they can move up and do that stuff. Do we want to break that one? Maybe we break this one? I don't know that that's really what we want to do either. Maybe this one would have been better. We're trying to get at the crush more, and this kind of divides our forces. Like, I think this one would be better to break, but I think that's more advantageous for them right now. They get the clear line of sight while staying centered as opposed to coming down here, which I guess doesn't matter too much. I don't know. New to the streams, really enjoying the YouTube Phobies content. Keep it up. I appreciate that. I appreciate that one, guy. That is honestly, it means a lot when people come in and say they like what's going on. Although I will say offline, I made the joke in my Discord that I am getting dislikes on the videos now, which I think means I've officially made it, right? I like to believe that it's somebody I played against and they saw their name on there when I won, so they were getting salty about losing. Which, I don't know if that's true, obviously, but I think that would be kind of funny if that was true. It makes it funnier to me. $800, Jesus. Come on. I don't know if this is really what we want, to be honest. I don't think this is really worth it. We have to hope that we can yoink this. I think we're at a disadvantage here, and we're compounding it. Yeah, Radic's gonna light us up. Bot's not working? Should be. I'll have to check that, because somebody did that command earlier, didn't it? Bot is all good, just got the link? Alright, cool, cool. We're gonna have to tank a little bit more damage. We can't go in yet. We can soon, but not just yet. So if we go here, we'd have to go here and pull. So we need to go like here, here. That's not gonna work. Because we're gonna have to put Miss Moffat like here. I think this is a mistake, though. The reason for that is the Unbearable would have just gotten blown up. He would have just died, like, on the spot. I don't know that we can kill either of these, honestly. Like, we might be able to kill one. Yeah, every once in a while he hangs out. Every once in a while. We haven't seen him in a while. Hope we didn't scare him off. But that's been the case for a bunch of games that I've streamed. That's been the case for a bunch of games. Alright, I don't know about this one, friend. We actually needed to swap these two, I think. You can hit it for 1, 2, 3. You go here, pull to here. 1. I don't know if this kills it. We're just gonna try. Now, the problem is Erratic is going to light us up. Erratic kills Miss Moffat. This dies. We shouldn't lose anything else. But that's 8 keys for 6. I don't know. This doesn't look good, chat. I think this was an aggressive invade. I don't think this was worth it. They also still have 3 keys left, so they could just crap out a jar and blow something else up, too, if they want to. They could actually... So they could have left the Gravedigger, gone for Jin Sting with their Gravedigger and their Murderfly. Like, that would have probably been a better play, but I don't know how much that matters. I mean, realistically, they have a very healthy Erratic, and we don't have a good way to contest it. You just unlocked Hevo, grats, Harley. That's actually pretty good. Like, the regular Hevo you're talking about, or which Hevo version, because there are a few. This is the other challenge in this position. We don't have the panic point advantage, so we have to continue invading. Regular Hevo? Nice, nice. So we're going to move this here. They could leap. I guess it doesn't matter. We're going to get hit with some splash no matter what. I think this is dead now. They can hit it for probably 5, 10, 14. Maybe it's not. I was just kind of guesstimating what their damage was. They don't quite have enough. They can get the Murderfly. We just need to soften up Erratic, and I don't know how we do that. Hevo is good, but thoughts on Hevo 2.0, anyone? I got it, but I haven't got much use out of it. 2.0 is good up for... So, I like 2.0 a lot, but I love displacement abilities. So, you can... obviously boop things. It's also an AoE boop, so you can really screw with your opponent's positioning. Like, it can be real challenging for your opponent to fight into a Hevo 2.0. Honestly, it's hard for me to justify any high-level Phobies that don't have game-changing abilities like that. You know, the alligators of the world, the fish tanks of the world, like, Fish Tank punches stuff really well. But, at the same time... it punches stuff, and that's it. They also whiffed on this. They could have leapt and killed this. They could have leapt and killed this. They can't kill this with the Erratic. I still don't know if we can take the Erratic down, to be perfectly honest. We might have had a more efficient turn here that we could have done. Maybe we could have gotten the Murderfly. I wanted to take down the cat because I think a combination of a cat attack plus a Murderfly attack plus 2 Erratic would have gotten us. Alright, GG. That was strictly... I think that win was strictly because they undid everything and whiffed on trying to get the cassowary attack. Because otherwise we don't get the meatball there. So they still have Erratic Cat, Cassowary, and Murderfly. We would have still eliminated the cat and the cassowary, but we would not have had a remaining murder fly. So our board position would have been significantly worse. Could we still have won it? Yes, but obviously the surrender was, I think it was a little bit of tilt, but GG. I value the lob very highly. But yeah, the ability is also super important. Just displacement in general can be so disruptive, and it's very difficult for your opponent to play around it, regardless. If your opponent tries to play around Evo, keep going into the wrong spot. If your opponent tries to play around this, they kind of end up just doing nothing a lot of the time, to be honest. They end up doing a lot of nothing. I'm a big fan of Pterodactyl, and mine is several lowers than yours. I've fallen off on Pterodactyl as of late. Honestly. I've fallen off on Pterodactyl. Now, realistically, where would I rank it with 4 Phobies unknown? Well, it's better than an Alligator. Right now, Sparky seems awful for the most part. Mr. Tramples has a unique ability, so it might not be better than this, but I don't know. I like Fire Ant more, so right now we have one that I think is definitively better. I would probably say it's better than Fish Tank. I'm not a big fan of Fish Tank. Motherlode? I don't know. Motherlode seems pretty strong. I'm not sure on that. I think Hevo's better. I'm not sure on Blastomatic. I haven't seen it enough. I would venture to say that it's likely better, but I also haven't utilized it, so I'm not sure. Flesh Crawler's kind of a toss-up. Because I value the range and the flying way more than the melee and AoE, but the AoE sometimes, like, that's what you need. Sparky needs AoE and it might be good. I think if Sparky just had more health, it would be fine. Like, if it's just supposed to be a big... Like, this guy's a big dummy, but he's ranged. It's like the Alligator of ranged attacks. So it's like, great, I'm big, I'm ranged, but you're not that big. Like, I think that it's just a little too frail. I'm always convinced that something I don't own is OP. That's why I try to check myself saying that. Like, I don't have Hevo 2.0, so maybe it's not actually that good, but it just seems like it has 2 really important traits. It has Lob, which by definition means it's ranged, so I'm not counting that. And it has a displacement effect, and those are just incredibly strong. Now, I also, compared to Pterodactyl, it has Resurrection, Flight, and Ranged. All of those are really good. Are they better than the 2 good things on Hevo? I don't know. It just constantly feels as though Pterodactyl can't really get in there. I think I need to be better at situations where I'm willing to trade out the Pterodactyl. And I think that means getting it into play earlier. So this is the first 7 costs that I bring into the game, not the second one. Or third one, I guess, if it goes that long. But the reason for that is this. You can fight and probably kill effectively a lot of little things. Or medium range things, medium sized things. And you need to get that advantage early on so you can trade out the damage and then justify the 7 keys, and then eventually they take it. The disadvantage of that, of course, is Resurrect minions are vulnerable to being swarmed because they get burned down and then something just steps on them. I don't know. I'm not... It constantly feels to me when I play Pterodactyl that I am petrified that this thing is going to die basically for no purpose. Especially since it is flying, so you naturally want to position it on a column over a abyss tile, whatever, something like that. And if you do, and then it just gets lit up, you've just incinerated 7 keys for nothing. And what's funny is it really doesn't have that much less health than this, but Sparky, we were saying, has low health. If you look at the rest of them, I mean, Alligator's not a great example because I don't think Alligator's great, but it has 2,800 health, and it's 3 levels lower. Mr. Tramples has almost as much health at level 1. Now, again, it's a resurrecting undead. It should not have a lot of health. I get it. It just, I don't know. I do really like Pterodactyl, but I've kind of soured on it. It's not as universally useful as I had hoped, I guess. To me, Resurrect is stronger than Dimensional. Honestly, and I wish there was a way to filter for all the Resurrect minions. So right now we have Pterodactyl. We have... we're gonna keep doing that. Are there really no other ones? Okay, Jackalope. And then, you know, Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail. And then the Newly Deads. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 7 total Resurrect Phobies. Are there other ones that I'm missing? I mean, there are ones that we don't know or I don't know. But I think that's all of them. Force pulling one something or requiring to step on a Resurrect seems better. I don't know. Honestly, I've had success with Flopsy as of late. Because it allows you to take a point and make it complex for your opponent to reclaim it. But often, if your opponent is playing, and I'm going to say optimally, even though that may not be the appropriate way to describe it, when I'm saying optimally, I mean they're advancing the game early on. Like, they are actually contesting the board and fighting for board position with 1, 2, and 3 drops. It's not that difficult for them to just, oops, I killed your dude. I'm going to step on it with my Contortio, or insert arbitrary 1-drop. It doesn't really matter what it is. Or what often happens is, you know, a Murder Fly flies in. Now, that may be fine, because, again, you're only losing 2 keys. You made them maybe move out of position, whatever. It just doesn't often seem to do enough for me, personally. And that may be a me thing. You know what I mean? It's not I just want to see what was uncommon. It may not be a general thing, and I need to just play it differently. But, for example, I've never been worried when my opponents have played the Newly Deads. I'm not sure if this is just a result of people having Newly Deads that are low level, so I just blow them up and then step on them and who cares? But I don't care about the Newly Deads. I frequently don't care about Flopsy, Mopsy, or Cottontail. Like, I rarely care about them. The only one that I ever care about, and then obviously Jackalope King, I think I've only seen it from an opponent once, maybe twice. The only one that I care about is Pterodactyl, and that's mostly because it's a flying range character, so it's easier for them to position it and then snipe something. So out of the Resurrect minions, I'd say Pterodactyl is the best, even though I end up using Flopsy way more often, but frequently, Flopsy is just a sacrificial Jackalope. Whether that's better than Dimensional, it's hard for me to say, because most of the Dimensional Phobies that I use, so like we'll talk about Stabby, because it's right here, and I use it all the time. Stabby is just better than probably every Resurrect minion to me, right now. Is it better in all situations? Of course not. But if we were to try and arbitrarily judge things in a vacuum, I feel like Stabby beats all of them. For the most part. I get way more value out of a Stabby. Now, I don't think that that's necessarily a fair comparison, because, again, they're not used in the same scenarios or for the same purposes. It's apples and oranges. So it's a weird... If somebody said, there's a brand new Phobie coming out, do you want it to be Dimensional or Resurrect? I want it to be Resurrect because I like undead stuff. If I'm talking from a gameplay perspective, it depends. Honestly, like, I can't really say whether one's better, because there are Dimensional Phobies that mean that, oh, well, your jar dies because you killed it, sort of thing. Or just pulling something out of position can be... Like, your opponent has to account for that, just like they have to account for the Resurrect. Like, they have to account for either they're going to end the turn in the wrong spot, meaning they don't cap a panic point, they do cap a panic point but are in the wrong position, so we blow it up, their guy just dies, or we're already in range and now they're weakened. I don't know. I can't really say that one is better than the other. I don't know. That's interesting. I think it all depends on play style. I usually utilize revive units to force the enemy to come closer. That's not always the case, of course. It depends on whether your opponent is willing to do it. Because if they can sacrifice their 1 key for your 2 or higher key, they'll step on it, of course, right? From games I've watched, it really seems like you consistently use dimensional units. Why is that? I actually don't use a lot of dimensional units. I think I don't use enough. Chat is usually calling me out because I'm not a huge fan of Eternal Night. Now, there's a specific reason. I like Eternal Night, but I don't like it when I can't kill my opponent's jar and it just gets blown up by a jar and then does nothing. The main one that I use is Stabby, like we were talking about, because it's easy to go turn 1, Cassowary Cat. There's smaller maps we're talking about. Cassowary Cat, and then follow up with a Stabby. And you've generated enough pressure on the board that your opponent can't just jump all over you or cap every point. They have to respect what you have. So you have time to advance the Stabby, and then the Stabby also is, it's just a turret. You get it in range to cover 2 panic points, and then you just light things up. And if they dive it, you're probably going to kill something on the way out as well. So it tends to trade up. Now, Cyclops happens to be dimensional, but I think right now it's my best ranged Phobie at 5. We only just got Miss Moffat, also not, it's like half ranged. Morty has a very specific purpose, and I just don't like Stairmaster because it's so frail. Cyclops does a fair amount of damage and is pretty tanky, but I'm getting it because it's a ranged mobile character, Phobie, not because it's dimensional. We just got Scritch, so I was kind of trying to force it. I think that's all of them. They need more sorting filters. Jar Cannon, Murderfly, and Jor, exactly. I feel like the game would be more if you messed up if you owned them all. So one thing that I didn't know, but I discovered, and can you do it from here? You can favorite these, so that way, like if I hit this star down here, see how it has the jar? You can favorite your Phobies, so that way, if you know you have specific game plans, you can favorite them ahead of time and then flip between all Phobies and just the subset of favorited Phobies. I don't know if that was a recently added thing or if it's just once you hit a certain level. I think it's the latter. I forget where you do it. I know you can do it from in-game. There's got to be a button here somewhere, but I forget where it is. Obviously, I haven't done it much. This is great information. Like hearing your honest opinions. You got to head out. All right, cool. I appreciate that one, guy. You're always welcome back, and definitely, again, thank you for watching the videos and hanging out on stream. Take it easy. Punish them for killing it. Punish them more for not killing. Consistently get favorable trades. I don't know which that was in reference to, DT. I'm going to go out on a limb and assume Murder Knight, because you guys are all about the, the Eternal Knight. I guess it could be a Murder Knight. I don't know. Favorites unlock when you collect 30 Phobies. Gotcha. Is that on mobile? What? This game? Or the favorites thing you're talking about? I'm assuming it's on mobile, too. I don't think there's different clients. Never noticed the star? Do you have 30 Phobies yet? Earlier comment, all dimensionals. Ah, okay. Honestly, I do want to try some of those once the collection has grown, We've talked a lot about tribal jackalopes, but I think it would be cool to have, I'm going to go tribal dimensional and just make 100% of your combat math way more complicated. Way more complicated, because it's you're constantly going to be out of position. You're constantly taking extra damage. I think it would be fun to just screw with somebody in that way. Now, I don't know how that would work on a big map. Probably not very well, because I think just doing a more generalist, I'm just using the best thing for the scenario would work on a bigger map because you have more keys. But I think in a smaller map scenario, you could probably overwhelm somebody. You go turn 1 Bachelor plus Eternal Night. Somebody might question it, but you wouldn't be able to really follow it up, though. I guess you could then do Stabby, But you don't, and then what are you going to do? Thunder Rocks? That's not good. So maybe you can't go strictly tribal dimensional unless, like, some of these stress... Well, actually, you could, because this is Snowball, and that's a worthwhile 3. We don't know what this one is. If they're even, we might be able to figure it out. It's probably a robot, right? I mean, it could be dimensional, because we have monsters. We have... Actually, it's probably a mechanical, because it's grouped in with the mechanicals, unless this is just an arbitrary spot. So that's interesting. There's only one 2-drop dimensional Phobie. I wonder if that's for balance or for other reasons. Oh, the Leprechaun. I forgot about that. Is there any dimensional lob? That's a good question. We have undead lob and we have mechanical lob. I think there's a monster lob. I feel like there is. I know there's a trap Phobie that has a lob. Is that... That's not what I meant to click on. I know there's a trap Phobie that has a lob. I don't know if there's a dimensional lob. It doesn't seem like it, unless I haven't seen it yet. Leprechaun is lob. Okay, yeah. That 2 key is Rusty. Well, I don't have any idea what Rusty is. We have not seen Rusty yet. We haven't even seen it. But, we've been talking a while. Let's get into a game. Oh yeah, Crushmore. How could I forget Crushmore? Probably the same way that I just straight up forgot Dimensional Phobies the other day. I was editing the videos, and I was like, oh, well, wouldn't it be cool if they had an expansion and added a 5th class of Phobie, you know, mechanical, undead, monster, and then I'm struggling to remember Dimensional, so I just added a note on the video where it just said, Dimensionals is the other one, you fool, or something like that. I edited the video of just a few hours ago, and already I forgot. But that one's going up later this week. I think this week we're doing a highlight video on Monday that I forgot about. It's the one from when we opened the season pack. Then we have the pack opening one. And then I think I have a game breakdown, and then we'll get into more highlight videos at the end of the week. Alright, so we're on Eternal Monday. We're going second. So let's see if our opponent does the Murder Fly opener that I tend to favor on this map. It looks like they will. Yeah, that's who I beat it with, Luffy. That's who I beat it with. I think that's Lita. I think that's the name of that character. The one who starts with Arcane Wand, or the evolved Arcane Wand. So they could go down here. They have a high enough level Murder Fly that we can't actually contest it. Like, they go down here, shoot our heart, and we can't threaten it. Now, we could just bank this key and get a 4, but I think we're just going to go with this. I feel like that comment could apply to Phobies, too. I just freeze everything on screen with Whip and Garlic to heal me. I don't actually like Whip. I haven't used the Whip in Vampire Survivors in a long time. Yeah, I was wondering how well Penta would work on that map. It seems like it should work really well. This is a little awkward here. This is a little awkward. Whip and Garlic just heal me. I could see that. I could definitely see that. Are you doing with Arcanas? Because the Arcanas definitely change things. I gotta go back and unlock the remainder. I just haven't yet. Uh-oh, opponent. They're changing their mind. Opponent, what are you doing? Are they worried about, like, me killing this thing? Because I can still get it, and I don't want to kill it. I do want to kill this, though. So can they counter kill this? I don't think so. Like, well, actually, they probably could. They move this up here, and they hit it with Jar. So we probably just traded murder flies, which I guess is okay. They banked to 4. Can you spam the laugh? I want to bank, but I don't want to just do nothing. Maybe we'd be better off doing nothing, to be honest. But I think what they do here is they're going to move the knight to the fire tile. Hit this and then pop out jar. There's no way that we can contest their jar from this position. Yeah, I do like the laugh. Honestly, you know what would be really cool? I want the Phobies team... Oh, this is a good way for them to get it, too. Whoa, what are you doing? Oh, they can't kill it. Okay. One thing I'd love for the Phobies team to do is they need to release the art assets. Like, I think that would be fun. So that way, well, mostly it's selfish so I can do it for, like, thumbnails for YouTube videos and stuff like that. But I also want them to... I want them to release the sounds so that we could use the sounds as like channel point redemptions. We'd have to get permission to do it, of course, but I think that would be really cool too. So this is 506. It won't kill our jar, it's just really close. We're not going to move the cassowary up because I don't want it, like, it could die. They could sack the jar to hit it, and then this gets it by moving up. So we'll leave it like this. We'll bank the 1 key. I guess this is okay. Wait, what? Oh, the Reapers won't kill me. Yeah, the Reapers on Bone Zone seem a little... I get it. It's thematic. It's a little annoying. Given that it's a map that you quite literally cannot get a rosary on, or any of the other things to kill it. I think a evolved pentagram will do it, but I'm not sure. For anybody watching this after the fact, if you are, we're talking about Vampire Survivors, if you're confused. Another game that I love. It was a very well-spent $3. So we can't kill this with the jar. The reason being is they can walk up and hit our heart with bees and then kill the jar, which would feel awful. Now what we can do, I don't know if this is going to kill it. Wow, that's super obnoxious. I was hoping it would leap onto the, down here. What do we do here? I really want to level this up because I want to try this out as a regular phobie as opposed to a counter phobie. So we're banking 2 keys here. I'm not sure what we're banking for just yet. We possibly should have... No, we can't move up the cassowary. It's not actually going to accomplish anything, because if we did, it's just going to straight up die to this. So our opponent has not placed a trap. Obviously, they're prepping here to fight our res minion. But I think we can kill Ginsting now. We're probably trading 4 for 4, because this will die and the cassowary will die, but that's probably worth it. I think that's worth it, but I'm not sure. So they banked to 6. That's a little scary. Like, do we try and set up Miss Moffat again? I feel as though, I don't know, it feels like it should be good, right? You run in, you pull something, we'll have Jar on the point, we light it up. I think we wait, though. I feel like we wait. See what they do. So we're going to lose both of these, like I said, because they can just hit the Jackalope once. They can hit Cassowary once. They walk the cat back, and then Cassowary dies to the lava. Which, I mean, that was going to happen, so there's not much we can do about it, but... Like I said, we were trading, quote-unquote, evenly. Why are there little bubbles coming off the cat? Is that always there? Or is this part of the map? Like, is this just a map thing? I feel like I've seen this before and pointed it out. Not on a cat, but on something else. Now, we're at 8 keys. We could choose to just bank and try and go Blastomatic. Or not Blastomatic, Hevo. What am I saying? What is our opponent doing? Are you banking as well? Oh, okay. But honestly, I think we possibly just go Erratic. So this thing attacked twice, so no trap. I mean, we do have to reclaim this point at some stage. We still have 8 keys, so that's okay. But we will have to do something soon. You need Clopster. Clopster's pretty good. I don't have any burrow phobies at this stage, which is something... There are still gaps in my collection. We just recently got, we got some trap phobies. We filled things out with our buff phobies via Scritch. But I'm still missing things like burrow phobies. So there's some strategies that still elude me. No, I don't have Moly. I don't have Moly. Unless we unlocked it and I forgot. No, we don't have a Moly. I had to think for a second. Yeah, he seems pretty good. The range on the burrow ability, it allows you to snipe things in such a crazy manner. So I kind of expect this thing's going to go in and disable our stim. They could also puke on our panic point and make our life very complex here. They should not be able to get this. And then we can walk back. We can't meatball it yet, which, I mean, we should have set up to meatball it, but we didn't. This'll just allow, like, they can't safely kill anything from where they are. Like, they can't hit anything, so we can advance up, and we could have had the Murderfly and Jar, like... This could have been meatballable this turn, possibly, because we could have had Jar here before, but we backed it off for basically no purpose. So we're going to bank our other keys. There's no real need to expend them right now. Our opponent still has 5. I expect they plaster some lava so their one-move guys can advance. It's possible, but if they want to advance, like... Okay, so they are doing that. But, like, okay, they move this guy up into Erratic. Like... I don't think that's going to work out for them. And now I can stand on the lava, too. So I assume there's a trap on this. They had an interval. There is a trap down. So they did it last turn. They were here. So that means there's a trap here, here, or here. Did you get the $4.99 thing when you started? No, I actually missed out on it, Boppy. I missed out on it because I just wasn't paying attention at the time. How do we counter Noxious? Do we just, like, eat the poison? This is aggressive. I don't know if this is what we want to do. So we're doing this for this reason. If they decide to go after Erratic, we should be able to light it up. Actually, we can't. They can go after Erratic relatively safely. With Noxious, that is. Mud disables traps? Yes, but I'm expecting the trap is actually on the point. So they could advance this, and then move in and do this. Like, this is not a good position for it. I think they realize that. GG. GG. They could have instead... Like, we can look at the replay for this. I expected them to move a little bit differently. And I think it's worth talking about. So, just to get it out of the way, I have no idea why they puked on the tiles in the way they did. Other than just to do it. Now, I can't see where the trap is. You used to be able to, but after patch, you can't if you are one of the players in the game. We determined this on a previous stream, but if you're looking at this on YouTube or something later, you can go in and check it out. Which, by the way, if you're on YouTube, come and check out the live stream over on Twitch, RTChompGG. But, so, we'll get this turn set up. The reason I advanced like this is because I assumed we could just, you know, kind of spray around with Erratic and light a bunch of stuff up. But the problem is we're only going to hit this with 2 Erratic attacks for a little under, a little over 900. Well, closer to 1,000. Then we hit it with bees for 1,400. Well, actually, we could kill Noxious. We should be able to kill Noxious. But we'd probably be trading the Erratic for it. Now, the splash damage may be worth it, so we could fly in and meatball. We can hit stuff with Jar. We're going to bees for a little bit of splash. But they elected to move Noxious up to here, on top of this cubicle, and I have no idea why. We were assuming that the trap was down here, but I thought they were going to move down here and try and splash these two with poison, which wouldn't be great either. Or splash just Erratic, but even if they did that, we're going to kill it. So I guess this was safest, quote-unquote, but I think they might have been better if they were going to invade, move the Noxious to the bottom, move everything else up, so that way the Erratic attacks are not splashing onto their other guys. They were going to be in a rough spot no matter what. Trap is on the bottom panic point, that's what I figured. So we're learning, we're getting the psychology down of where the traps are placed. But, yeah, I don't really understand the puke at all. Honestly. Like, the puke into the retreat made no sense to me. I'm very confused, but maybe there was something that I'm missing, and it's something obvious. But if they were going to puke on the lava tiles, you would think they would want to invade, so now they can position, but, like, our whole team is range. You can't really advance into that. And puking on it here, obviously, like, we could have moved Erratic up, but I was kind of daring them to come in, but we could have moved Erratic up and hit the Bomangles. Then we would have gotten counterattacked by Momangles and Noxious, but, you know. I don't know. Ended up taking a W, so I'll take it. Maybe they're just testing new phobies. That's what I'm kind of expecting. I should have looked at the levels. But I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. But yeah, Chad, you gotta, we gotta figure out how we're gonna do some of these viewer game things. I mean, viewer games are pretty easy, but, they're relatively easy. Wow, we're almost at this. Oh, we got to do it in a day. We'll bang this out tonight. I want to do the viewer game reviews, and I really want to do the highlight stuff. I think it would be cool to help have community interaction, too. They're 800 rank points below you? So they're in... What am I at? You can see it here. Does it? It's 2682. It doesn't show it anywhere on this screen, does it? Oh, it's up here, all the way up at the top. I can barely... Like, they need something behind this, so like, on the banner so I can see it easier. Or put it down here, like, on either side of Doomsday 2. I don't know. But if they're 800, they're at, 1882? So they're in Primals 1? That's a really wide range. That seems like a really wide range. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. That feels a little wider than it should be, honestly. How many stress levels are they behind me? There are only 6 stress levels behind me. I wonder if it pairs you based on your stress levels more than... Well, I don't know. I'd have to go back and look. I'd be very curious how the stress levels versus just your ranking, like how it pairs you. Hi, baby. Go ahead, you're a good girl. Sometimes it feels like I turn around, say hello to the dog, and then she, like, freezes. She's like, oh god, they saw me. They spotted me. Yes, you're allowed on the couch. I'm not one of those people who says the animals are not allowed on the furniture. Look, they're as much a part of the family as anyone else in the family. She's allowed on the couch. As far as I can tell, it doesn't account for stress levels at all. I think that's probably true. I think it pairs solely based on rank, because we've definitely gotten people that, I mean, this one's a 17 level difference. That probably isn't that bad. It sounds bad, but it's not that bad, I don't think. It might have been a while back, but we had a game that we won, and it was like a 60 plus level stress level difference. This one's a 25 level difference. That's pretty significant. That's fairly significant. This one's it's a 26 level. Now, I'm not saying I lost those games because of that. I mean, look at this one. It's a 23 level, and we won. You can definitely overcome it. I think it's a problem to break it up, because just from a, like, splitting up the player base standpoint, and honestly, this is not a good player thing. This is a business thing. But if you, a player, sink a ton of money into the game, and you end up at stress level 80 billion, you want to just go in and crap on people, because that's what you paid for, right? And if you are only then getting paired against people, like, it's, like I said, it's not a good justification, but I think this, and I don't know if Phobies does this, but there are absolutely games that have been effectively pay-to-win games where, like, maybe not effectively, they are pay-to-win games, that they don't care because they want the person who's spending a ton of money to have a good time, so they'll continue spending money. And the people who lose have the excuse of, oh, well, they just sunk in a ton of money, they're not better than me. They might be better than you, but it's hard to differentiate, you know. We're both battle players now, level 98, I think, when they were 80-something, but who else would they play? You mean if they split up the queues like that? I'm not sure. If the animals aren't allowed on the couch, then I'll put it on your couch while they're in the toilet. Yeah, the animals are definitely allowed on the couch. I've never been that person to say the animals are not allowed on the couch. And the baby's over there, curled up. She's ready for bed. But yeah, as far as players, who would they play? I don't know. If you split the queues in that way, it also does weird things to matchmaking. Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. Exactly, DT. Yeah, I figured you were. I'm just kind of reiterating it. There's a graphic that I remember. This was back in, like, the Xbox 360 era, So let's say like 2006 to 2008, I want to say, that I remember a dev for not a AAA shooter, but a shooter. I forget what it was, and they put out a graphic and an explanation on matchmaking and skill-based matchmaking and how quickly, just by introducing some minor rules, can like inflate queue times to absurd levels, going from 30 seconds to a minute to like 5 to 8 minutes, in which case that kills games. It sucks to have to play somebody who's 60 to 80 levels higher than you. Believe me, I get it. But if every time, I don't know how many, like what percentage of the population, but if you start making weird rules, you have to cut it off at some point. So what about 30 levels? What about 50 levels? What about 10 levels? What about they have to be the same level? You know, you, hypothetical person, have to make that decision, and wherever you choose it, it's by definition going to make queue times longer, and long queue times kill games. Like I said, it sucks to lose that game, but most people will go, they'll look back and go, well, that person had a level 17 jar and level 17 heartbreaker and level 17 this and level 17 that, and just kind of shrug it off and go, well, they paid $1 billion. You know, they're not better than me. You know, you have some solve for your bruised ego. I still don't like it, but I mean, I guess it's better than having longer queue times and nobody playing. Also, I want the whales to have fun beating up on me so they keep spending and supporting the game on my behalf. True, I mean, that's how the model works. That's how the model works, is every whale is carrying on their back X number of 100% free-to-play players, because otherwise the model doesn't work. Now, we could beat to death whether the model is healthy or not, or whether the model should exist, but it's kind of difficult to make the argument, given the success of free-to-play, that if Phobies came out as, say, a $15 game, or $20 game, or insert dollar amount game, would it do as well? Would we have the population that we do? Especially on mobile. Imagine it on a mobile platform, literally on your phone. You go to the iOS store, you go to Google Play, and you see a $15 game. How many people have bought one of those? How many people just scroll past and go, well, I could get 15 games for this price? Now, on PC or console, a $15 game is, well, maybe not on PC necessarily, but especially on console, that's way discounted. Like, that's a quarter of the price, usually, depending on the game, of course. But Phobies is a game that probably benefits from just having that influx of free-to-play people who are just playing it while they're taking a dump, or they're playing it just because, oh, well, this looks cute, let me try it out. And then some of them get hooked, some of them just play it occasionally, but it keeps the population up, because remember, and I know I'm preaching to the choir in chat, for anybody out there watching this on YouTube, you're playing a free-to-play game. If you are not paying, and even if you are paying, you are the product. You, the player who's free-to-play, you are the one being offered to the whales who are paying. Because the whales are paying for opponents that they can beat up like punching bags. It's the way the model works. And as long as you recognize that and understand how it works, it gives you a lot more power and control over your own interactions with this game and with any game. And I know this is getting kind of philosophical, but it's very easy to get lost or frustrated in these games, either trying to improve, whether that's playstyle, collection, or just interact with it in more ways. And it's very easy to fall into a spiral where you either hate the game, or you get frustrated, or, God forbid, you end up sinking a ton of money that you shouldn't be, because of other reasons, into the game just to try and keep up with the Joneses. But the entire idea is that that's how the model works. So you have to keep that in the back of your mind. And like I said, we could debate back and forth whether it's good or not. I know where I fall. I don't like it. I'd rather if it was just offered as, here's the game, buy it. But I don't know. There are games that exist only because the free-to-play model exists. And I don't think that they would really be able to survive otherwise. And then the question becomes, is it okay for the world to miss out on those things existing because this model is arguably more predatory than your standard buy it and own it, as much as you can own anything anymore because it's really licenses, but you buy it and get it model. That's a discussion for another day, or maybe later tonight. We'll see. In the meantime, I started cleaning today and doing some rearranging, a bunch of detofs and stuff to try and reorganize toys and stuff, but... Alright, so we're on Penny Dropped. We are going second. Q-Snipe? Ah, I was about... Yep. Yep. Here we go. Alright, so... Opponent opens... Cowbell. Into Eternal Night. Into Cat. So are you banking? Or are you... Okay. Okay. So we're going to go Cassowary. As we normally do. If we had leveled up the Electrocat, I'd actually consider using it here. Just to fight this, but honestly... So it's doing 426 versus 345. But this gives us the option to do it against multiple things. I do want to bank the key. You're going to hit for 354, so it's 678. So we'll live. If our opponent tries to collapse on the cat, that is. I expect we're probably still going to move into Stabby and continue to bank the key. I don't really see a reason to go for any of the 4s right now. We could go Unbearable and roll it up. Like, this might be worth it. Depending on what our opponent does, like, if they go 2 more small things, it might be worth Sheep and trying to bully them off the points. So it's Eternal Night. So Sheep becomes much more tempting now. So we're going to end up taking some early damage. We're going to trade out some of these. Why was the stream called Tournament Time earlier? Because I was streaming another game earlier. And there was a tournament that was supposed to happen. It didn't end up materializing. I can explain after this game, but it was for a different tournament. Or a different game. 557, huh? So we're going to lose the Cassowary. How do we punish our opponent for this? I guess we do this. I'm not sure I like this. I'm not sure I like this. I still don't like Sheep. It's just not... I don't know. I just can't find... I guess it's my playstyle. We'll call it that, but I think... playstyle is not a good excuse. It's easy to label something as, oh, well, my playstyle doesn't favor that sort of thing. It's like, is it your playstyle, or are you just playing poorly? And in my case, I think I'm just playing poorly. Hey, Cypress, what's good? How you doing? I'm doing alright, I'm doing alright. We had a rough start to the stream because of a losing streak, but we're kind of pulling it back. We're pulling it back. Alright, so we got a Murder Fly. Oh no, DT, not like this. Not like this. DT, no. What are you... No! I mean, I guess it doesn't matter too much, but like... Not like this. Yeah. I mean, you're gonna get some value out of this. I think you can kill this anyway. So we're trading 3 for 5, 6 for 4, possibly for 6. I don't think that's an epic fail. Like, well, I take that back. We're gonna do this. It's not an epic fail, but it's not, obviously not good. We're doing this to reduce the damage that can come in on the sheep. If we went up here, the Murderfly could get to it. He can't get to it this way. You can jar cannon the castle. Yep, exactly. Yeah, this just reduces the... So the sheep is more likely to live now. And by more likely, I mean it should. We can actually back it out and go heal it. Get a little meatball action. I'm still fascinated by what is the murder wing underneath. Because when you see it flip, we talked about this the other night, it kind of looks like a Goomba from Super Mario Brothers. But when it actually transforms into the meatball, right? Ouch town. Oh no. 6 health. Don't anybody ever tell me that levels don't matter. The levels 100% matter. Hey, thank you for the follow, Cypress. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. So we do 560. So we just kill your jar. I mean, the sheep is gonna die to, like, a stiff breeze. But I think it's served its purpose at this stage, I think. I think it's fair to say that the sheep has done what we needed it to do. So we're going to advance something slow, such as Stabby, to go control the center. We now have all 3 points. Our opponent is going to have to make a pit stop to kill the sheep. We can light up whatever it is with Jar. We're in a pretty decent spot. When it's like a 2-level difference, it's reasonable. When it's 10-level difference, it's going to be hell. But even at a 2-level difference, that can make the difference between a Eternal Night killing a Jar with its dimensional bury ability, death wish ability, insert card game, whatever, and not doing it. There are always going to be these break points, which when everybody gets to level 20 with a full collection of Phobies, 1,000 years from now, it'll be a different game. For now, it's very much... And you could make an argument that maybe that's okay, because, hey, it's an AWOL. You can make an argument that it's somewhat okay only because it changes the gameplay patterns. I'm not real sympathetic to that argument, to be perfectly honest. And the reason I say that is I think that you just end up penalizing players for certain players, depending on what their collections are. So we're splitting the damage here because AWOL is not actually, you know what? We're not going to do that. I don't want AWOL recapping a point. It's going to take 2 moves to get this into position. We're going to bank. We're going to bank. Get a little chomp action going there. Nice. I just got Sparky. It's a cool card. I like Sparky. I'm not a huge fan of it, though. I think Sparky's a cool phobie. Honestly, I would be hard-pressed to name a phobie I don't like. As in, you know, like the concept and the in-jokes and all the stuff surrounding phobies. Right now, because I unlocked Sparky the other day, and I need to use it more. So this is very much like 5 games under my belt. I'm not a fan of Sparky right now because it feels like you can make a better investment in just about anything else at 7 keys. GG, DT. GG. I'm level 15 at a match versus a level 50 with... Yeah, so the highest difference that I've had was I'm level 30 now, but I was 20-something versus somebody who was in the 80s. Now, you can still win those games, because I did. Not worth wasting. Yeah, that's fair, DT. After the sheep hit, it was pretty brutal. It was pretty brutal. But you can absolutely overcome enormous stress level gaps. It is possible, but you are obviously at a disadvantage, and I will never tell anybody, oh yeah, you should win that game. No, your opponent can just beat you with numbers. And that's a problem. I mean, it is what it is. But That's the way the game's designed, so we have to kind of live with it. There's rumors that they're working on a tournament mode, which would allow you, you enter a tournament, we're going to this queue, and then it would equalize the levels for both players. So you would presumably still have your same collection. So if your collection, like quantity of Phobies, is limited, you'd still be at a drawback or at a disadvantage as a result of that. Unless that is also part of it, which I haven't seen any mention of that. But the one part that was mentioned is the equalization of the phobie levels. It would change the game a lot, because then it goes back to the breakpoints of, okay, well, does an even level Eternal Night one-shot a jar, for example? I don't know offhand. I don't think it does. Murderfly will one-shot an even level jar, because you can actually trade up with a meatball on jar. And there are other similar relationships between different phobies that I'm very interested in learning, but are only going to matter in that tournament mode, assuming it ever materializes, and when everybody has everything at max level, because those are the only times when everything's going to be equalized. Otherwise, we're all going to be all over the place like this. Yeah, it will be really cool. I mentioned it earlier, but I'd love to do community events, like community tournaments for funsies. I think it would be really cool. But right now, I don't know how well it would work async. But if people are interested in that, I'll throw it in here. You can see it in the channel title. But if you're watching this on YouTube, you can also see it down below in the description. You can see my Discord, so that we can talk phobies and try and organize some of this stuff, because I would love to have some of these events. I think it would be fun. Also, I want to do, and I mentioned this a bunch of times, but I keep repeating it to try and get the idea out there. I want to do viewer game reviews, like somebody sends me their game and say, hey, take a look at this game, because either something cool happened or I have questions or whatever, and then we talk about the game on stream, and then I'll load it to YouTube later. The other idea is doing highlight reels where it's, well, I have this cool play, because I had one recently, it should be up on YouTube now, where, yeah, it is up on YouTube, where I ended up booping with Rambolina a fish tank and an erratic off the map, and basically my opponent they disconnected right immediately. It was hilarious. You want to compete for bragging rights? I think that would be cool. Like, as I was talking about before, from a logistical standpoint, async games, I think, are going to be weird, but maybe it's better, and we just start with that. I would love Frenemies Arena. I much prefer Arena, just the way I like Arena more. If you like async more power to you. That's fine. They're just different game modes. It's the only difference. I'm not saying one's better than the other. But I like Arena more, so I hope that we get Frenemies Arena. The part that would annoy me is if we go into Frenemies, and you go to do a Frenemies game, and then, just like when you do async, you go in, you take a turn, and then it kicks you out to this menu. Then, if both of you are sitting there to play your tournament match, you both have to keep cycling in and out, and it just feels silly. Now, that being said, I was talking about this earlier, if you played other games during the pandemic and tried to compete in any sort of events, scheduling is nightmarish, because you need both people online in order to play at the same time. Async solves that, so maybe it's worth it. And that's why I'm throwing my Discord out there. If people want to organize Frenemies games, or if we get enough people in the Discord to just run like a in-house friendly event, we could just say, all right, hey, you have a week, or you have a few days for each round. We'll try and complete the event in, say, a week or 2 weeks. And then you just start up the async games, and they're there to play whenever you're ready. It fits your schedule. I think the idea could work, but we need people to do it. And of course, it's only for bragging rights right now, but I think it would be cool to organize something like that. I think it would be fun. I know I've been repeating those ideas for the last few nights, but I've had the ideas, and I think I'm repeating them, one, so it's on stream when new people are in the stream to hear it, also remind people who've heard it before, but also when I pull these recordings for YouTube later, that way it's in multiple videos, and hopefully more people catch it that way, because I've had a number of people show up and say, hey, I've seen the videos, I'm checking out the stream. So that way part of me is being lazy. I don't want to have to record it again and edit it in later. The other part is I'll just forget. The other hard thing about it is getting proper footage for streams and videos. That actually won't be a problem. That part is easy, Gilbo, and here's why. I can go into anybody's games and go watch their games. So as long as we don't have a version update, I can go into somebody's games and then do commentary after the fact. We can't do live. We can't do live. So that, yes, there's no spectator mode. But I could go in and go watch people's games. And that's the part that I'm honestly very excited about, is going back in and then doing commentary either on stream or off stream. How the game is new, we have to let it evolve. That's how Clash Royale started. So I never really got into Clash Royale. I played it a little bit, but it wasn't my kind of game. I played some other properties that basically did the same formula. But yeah, it's exactly it. I mean, I've been playing card games, competitive card games, for almost 30 years. So I was there when Magic was not, like, they didn't have the Pro Tour yet. And then I was there when for Pro Tour 1 sort of thing. And I've seen tons of other games come and go. So I've helped with getting certain scenes off the ground from a competitive perspective, even recently, like just before the pandemic. I'm not saying I know it all, but I do have some experience with it. And I think doing the grassroots thing for this is, you know, it's a way to start. So I think if we were to try and get the community involved, get people doing these friendly things, see if they like it. If the community doesn't like it, then it won't happen. But if they do, then, yeah. Like, we're ranking up together with some of our opponents. Okay, we're back on RCO. Back on RCO. We'll see if we can get any good highlights out of this game or not. Which, like I mentioned earlier, if you guys are interested in doing viewer game reviews or highlights, or if we can set up some kind of community tournaments, I'm definitely interested in that. We just got to hit up the Discord, which, if you're in chat, the bot should have the Discord command. So you can get the link. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can get the Discord link from the description. It should be down there in the description. And hopefully we can help the Phobies community grow. Hopefully we can help the Phobies community grow. You thought there was? Not for disease. I don't think there's a way to wipe disease off of Phobia, if that's what you're talking about, Boppy. You can get rid of poison, but you can't. The disease is a little different. So we can't actually threaten this, unfortunately. So what do we want to do here? Oh, this is a really high-level murder fly. Or a notably high-level murder fly. We'll do this so we can bank a key. They bank to 5. I'm not sure what they're banking for. We'll find out momentarily. This map is one of my best. I like this map, or I think I like it. I prefer the smaller maps. Okay, Hevo is a reasonable thing to bank for. We don't really have an early... Like, I want to get Temptress online, but I don't know that this is worth it. If we put it in range, it dies to 2 Hevo hits in combination with basically anything else. We kind of just have to back off here. Because if we advance at all, we're vulnerable to getting just crushed. So we're going to roll up our own lob in order to try and get some stuff in range. And we have to vacate these spots because Hevo has an easy opportunity. Plus, Hevo and Murderfly fly-ins. Now, they could still do stuff, but they'd be exposing the Hevo, which they seemingly don't care about. Yeah, because they're going to kill the Murderfly. So we kill their fly, but the Hevo's still here being a threat. I always pressure the middle before going to side stress point. It's worth it. We didn't really have the opportunity because we would have just given it up the middle for free, going second. Now, given that we backed off, we gave it to our opponent for free. I guess it's kind of same. Wow. So we trade Murder Flies. We are kind of healthy here, so Hevo's going to have to stay in order to commit and kill something, which they could do, because we can't punish them for it. Like, we're not going to kill it. That's why it's important to level Razormouth, exactly, or whatever your one drop of choice is. Razormouth is pretty good. I think we have a waiting level for Razormouth that we could set up. Let them have it, but pressure when they step on it costs them their life. That's the game plan, Boppy. We just can't quite make it materialize. And those other ones, yeah, people neglect the one key units, but they're important. Using Klepto on this map is worth it? Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, I don't have access to Klepto, so that's a problem for me, but yes, you are absolutely right. Like I said, we can't kill this thing, which is unfortunate. But we can bring it down to a degree. We're going to Droney here. Because unless they have, like, a jar that is out of this world, I don't see how they kill it. This helps stem the bleeding. And depending on what they do, we could also just take the other point and then get out of dodge in 2 turns. Klepto is always worth it. I think that's accurate, DT. I think that's accurate. Alright, so they walk this guy up, obviously, and kill the cat. We can still get Hevo, or we should be able to. We roll up, hit it, and then we move over Jar. This will get 2 hits on here, but I kind of don't care. Hey, it's a Mopsy. So this probably just reclaims his bottom point. This does 484. So it will not kill our Jar. Alternatively, we could put it here. Wait, what are we doing? You here. Kill this. Because they can't actually damage the Jar, and we're still in range of everything. Again, unless their Jar is ridiculously high leveled, they're not going to kill it. Now, they could move this down, reclaim, and block, and then we'd have trouble getting the Droney out, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. They bank to 5. We need something to help this. We can't leave it on an island. This gets it in range so that they can't... Like, if they stay here, we can fight it. Because we're going to have 6 attacks on it. We should be able to kill it. So that's 8. 16. Actually, we wouldn't. We can only do 2100. So this body blocks, but we can kill it, quote-unquote, for free. Between the Droney and the Jar. Depending on where they leave this. Right now, they're electing to keep it in range, so that's fine. This obviously kills the Droney, right? This threatens our Jar, though, so we can't leave Jar here. Because it can walk up and kill us. I mean, we could body block. No, we can't. They only have 3 keys left. They could get their own jar. So the question is, where do we go? They could also get a Gravedigger, blow this up, and then zap the droney. But is that really something that they want to be bothered doing? We're going to bank to 6. I kind of want to go erratic again, to be honest. I don't know what else we do here. Our 6s are still kind of thin. But we need something that can push damage. I mean, a Scritch wouldn't be bad. Gesundheit is not great for us. They could actually block in the droney, which would be kind of funny if they elect to do that. I don't know that that's worth it for them, but they could do it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we could get there if we went Rambolina off the bat. I don't think we want to do that, but... yeah, that doesn't really threaten our jar. We can tank 1 hit from it. They could body block with this. But I think we keep chipping this down and let them commit to us. We could either go Erratic or Cyclops. If we go Cyclops, it's really just so we could go 5-1. We kind of have to get the hell out of dodge with this, unfortunately. We have to go here. We definitely want another range character. Wait. Can Scritch do this right away? No. Scritch can't do it right away. We're going to go Cyclops, just so we can go 5-1 and have another body ready to go. I don't know that that's correct. Gesundheit's going to be able to come over here and retake this point. They're going to get Droney for free. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Luffy. If we Scritch and then buff the jar, we could have blown it up, but you can't off the bat, unfortunately. I know I realized after editing some videos that I actually cover some of this stuff. So I don't know if people could see it. No, it comes up on the other side of the screen. I think it's in the collection view where my camera hides it. Be proud that we were the first few fans. Well, I appreciate everybody, regardless, being out here. It's definitely fun streaming, especially when people are hanging out in chat and when people are commenting on the YouTube videos and stuff. It definitely makes it more entertaining and more enjoyable. All right, so we're now in a bad position again because we can't, like, really do what we want. They can retake this point and be super obnoxious. I guess we're gonna go Cowbell. So the reason we're going Cowbell is we can blow this up and then step on it. Hopefully. We'll have to see. I don't know. We have a little bit of time to figure this out, but not a whole lot more. Like, we don't have a ton of health. True, Mythgard. Mythgard. There's nothing like the beard scratches. Yep. I like that emote. Is that a dinosaur? I can't quite tell because it's so tiny. So we took a bunch of damage on this, which means it's going to die next turn. This is rough. We have to kill them, and I don't know that we can do it quickly enough. Oh my god, that requires 2 attacks. Give me a break. Bees. We actually can't move this, because if we do, then we... Oh, God. I was literally saying we can't move it, and I moved it. Because now they blow this up with Gesundheit, and then they kill the jar with the Stairmaster. They may not do it because they have to commit, but the thing is, the Stairmaster's low enough that I think it's worth it for them. And having the jar online is important because of the reach. So they're backing off, which I'm a little surprised at. To a degree. I can understand it, but... Yeah, you can't go there. We blow it up easily, and then we retake the top point. And then we have panic point control, and you're down on Phobies. Yeah, like, this is reasonable. We might still be able to get it. I think we should, and then we can reclaim the panic points, I think. So we do this. Jar. Jar. One of these. Roll. And then this. So they can take the middle one, but we can shell it and then just collapse on everything. We've finally turned this around. We're turning it around. Yeah, obviously they go here. They might walk Stairmaster in, but again, it's going to die any of 1,000 different ways. Well, maybe not 1,000, maybe like 2 or 3. I think we might be able to kill everything this turn. Chat, I'm honestly stunned that we pulled this back. I'm stunned we pulled this back. And you know what we're going to finish it with, chat? Bees! GG. 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 That was a decent game, Chad. That was a good game. Although I still don't understand what why I get more points on certain wins or not. I don't understand what it is. Little bee action in the chat. Bees for days. Bees for days. GG. GG. We really do have bees for days. Getting new fresh blood in there over time for a variety of different games. So we get the rematch here. I gotta actually click in so we get sound. And, you know, I can interact with the game. We're going second on this map. I'm not a huge fan of that. On Eternal Monday, I'm not a huge fan of going second, but I guess it's fine. So they avoided their Henrietta opener, which I think they did on Penny Dropped. You hate this map? I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I might do, like, a tier list for the maps, which sounds kind of ridiculous, because it's really just which maps do you prefer. Because they're all symmetrical, which means that, like, in general, the symmetry means that it might favor player 1 or player 2. But with the key evening it out, it's tough to tell. So I really want our opponent to move their murder fly right here. Because then we can go cat, meatball, jar, and kill it. But they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. What are they going to do is the question. Because look at these maps. These maps are always so cool. The art direction on this game is phenomenal. Our opponent did... Oh, they didn't stay there. I was going to say, they did go south on one of them, but not where we wanted them to. So we can retake this bottom point from them. And we'll just donate the cat, I guess. Which I think is probably worth it. We can't hit that point. What do we want to go here? Like, Thunder Rocks feels awful. I really hate using Thunder Rocks. But I don't know how else we answer this idiot. We're gonna go microscopic, and I'll probably hate myself for this. I don't know that the flying on microscopic makes up for, like, another 800 hit points or so. Like, wasn't this... This is 1875. It's double our hit point pool for almost as much damage. And we have flight, which is fine, I guess, but, like... I don't know, I don't think that's worth it. So they did not invest in Meatball, which is appropriate. Yeah, this microscopic was just a terrible choice. We would have been better off if we literally just banked. So they can't Meatball from there. I think we need to bank. I just don't know how we invade at any stage. We would have been better off with Gesundheit, to be honest. The extra key this turn, you know, we could have gotten, say, an Unbearable. I think we're going to bank to 6. Try and go for an Erratic. Just to break up the Bowmangles. I'm not really sure. I don't necessarily like that plan, but I don't know what alternative we have. So that Murderfly threatens ours because they can collapse with Bowmangles. They also have their own Microscopic, who has... Well, it's a little bit better than ours. Not significantly, but better. They can also dive our Microscopic anyway. So we're going team 1 move right now. We only believe in 1 move. If they dive the Microscopic, I think I'm okay with that. I'm not super enthusiastic about it because they're going to control all 3 panic points, and we're going to have a difficult time reclaiming it. But they could move here with Spud and just kill the Microscopic anyway, with in conjunction with Bowmangles. So I'm not super thrilled about that plan either. Now, they might not have done it because we could threaten Erratic hit plus Murderfly, but then we give up the Murderfly. So I think them invading in that way would have been beneficial for them. Here, they have to commit Bowmangles forward, the Murderfly forward. Now, the Murderfly could sit on the Lava Tile, I guess, and be out of range of the Erratic. Which would actually keep it alive. But here, I think, they're going to cap all 3 points. And say, okay, you have Erratic, I don't care. Do I have Trap Phobies? I have 1. I have Unicorn. I just got it the other day, actually, when we did a big pack opening stream. So we're in a really rough spot here, because we're going to take a ton of damage. They could dive the heart here, and possibly just kill us. So we're going to take out their... We might not actually kill their murder fly. Yeah, I don't think we do. Oh, we do. That was surprising. So we're just trying to soften stuff up. We have probably 2 turns of taking this kind of damage before we're really in danger. It depends on how aggressive they get. And they can get pretty aggressive here, if they really wanted to. Can they actually kill this? No. I mean, they might be able to if they rearrange what they... Nah, I guess they took it back. Yeah, I expect they're just going to walk away, right? This is a lot of heart damage. Holy crap. We are getting pulverized here, chat. I mean, we're going to get a great erratic splash here, but, like... We may not be able to kill them fast enough. Even with the lava included. Or maybe we will, and we don't have to worry about it. Never didn't have it. Never didn't have it. We're gonna go droney. I want to try and stem the bleeding here. Like, we're still taking a bunch of damage, but we're not gonna take nearly as much. Now, the fly is possibly dead. We're gonna bank... Oh, God. I almost undid that too far. We're gonna bank the key. I was debating putting it out there, but we're gonna retake the middle with erratic anyway, so I don't know that it matters. Now, our opponent has 4 keys. I expect a sheep here. Yeah, it's a sheep. And honestly, they're probably going to walk the sheep in and just hit us. So we might have to body block here. Because we're not going to die to the sheep gassing us. I mean, this will die. But I'm not too worried about that. We still have 7 keys, so I think we commit something to the board. I don't know that it particularly matters what. So they could just gas here, kill the droney, poison the erratic, and back off. And that's probably fine. And then we just go on the offensive, because they're gonna be bottlenecked by their heart. Honestly, I think their aggressive play was probably fine. It's just the weird mishmash and lineup of my phobia levels versus theirs. We just barely squeaked it out. Pull a medic so erratic can't die to poison, so I can't actually heal erratic. Now, that being said, this erratic will probably just tank the poison. But I can't heal him because of the undead. Now, because of the undead, it might actually save him. I have done this before where I've tanked the sheep poison or whatever poison it was just because you vamp life leech enough health. But I think our opponent has, they've accepted the inevitable. I think they've accepted the inevitable. We just have to wait for the game to recognize it. This was a pretty tense fight. This was a pretty tense game. And like I said, I don't dislike the aggressive play. I think that was pretty cool. It just so happens that the way everything lined up, it didn't work out for them. This is a long reconnect. It usually doesn't take this long. Hopefully it doesn't just DC us. But if it did, we'd count it as a moral victory. None of this really matters. They're going to get disconnected momentarily anyway. Like, as soon as we end turn, it's probably going to end the game. We'll pretend that we have to play it out. GG. Get that W. We get that W. I'll take it. I will take it. So we're about halfway to our next rank. Yeah, we're about halfway. Not bad. We're moving up. We'll try and get a couple more games tonight. Another game or two. So hope everybody out there is having a good evening, having a good Saturday. Just being a casual Phobies enjoyer tonight. A little casual Phobies enjoyer. I really do love this game. I really am looking forward to the idea of trying to organize tournaments for this. Honestly, my dream, and I don't know if this is going to sound silly to people, but I would love to run charity events for this. I don't know how exactly we would do it. But I would love the tournament idea. I think it could be really fun, and I think it's worth trying with async. Initially, I was going to say wait for arena, but the more I think about it, the more that I think it'll be fine if we just do it async. But I would love to do charity events and be like, okay, all the proceeds get donated to the Ukraine. All the proceeds get donated to Planned Parenthood. All the proceeds get donated to, insert whatever. There are a lot of, and I say this on a lot of streams, I say this frequently, I always encourage people to donate to charity. I am of the opinion that no, the government should be doing more for people. I'm talking from the United States. I know there are people that watch this and participate on stream from around the world. You can make the argument for a lot of countries around the world, but a lot of my focus is naturally on the United States. That's where I'm from. And I think the U.S. governments, both state and federal, need to do more. Now, that being said, until those things are in place, until we get the appropriate representatives that are going to actually not just feel that way, but actually do a damn thing about it, to different things, although they should be intertwined, different discussion. In the meantime, charities and relevant charities fill that gap. There are people who need help. And I think doing an event, I've always wanted to do something for, U.S. veterans, for example. And I think if we run an event that was charity, like a charity focus on it, I think that would be cool, aside from just having an event. But let's get into the game. So we're on, this is Xylo, and the music has cut out, and I'm not real clear on why. So I'm not sure if this is the appropriate way to do the opener on this map, going first. If I send the murder fly down here, I immediately cap this point, and then the cat goes here. The problem is I think we sack the cat too easily. So what could happen from our opponent is they counterplay by just running a jar onto the panic point, or this stim pad, and we can't push it off with the fly for 2 turns. And if we cap the middle, then they just kill it. Because they'll just shell it with a jar, and then they can back off. Now, would we be trading cat for jar? Possibly. It depends on what other follow-up they have. In fact, as I'm saying this out loud, it might be better to do that. Just cap this point, be delayed on getting the jar. I mean, here it's going to be Hevo, but you get the idea. We're going to meatball this because we're going to probably have some time. So So we could actually go Miss Moffat here. Put her here, and they have to walk this away. They can't keep it there. But I kind of want to get something on this stem. Like, we don't have a pressing need to deal with that Hevo yet. One thing we could do, or one thing we are going to do at some point, is Rambolina. We want a Rambolina so that we can get some good boops. Get a little boopage going, and knock some guys off the map. Now, we're going to retake the middle anyway. And what I think we're going to do, because how much damage does this do? 732? See, this is the problem. So, if we walk the cat to the middle, the cat will die in a single hit to Hevo, so we can't tell them, hey, you either kill the cat and die, or you don't kill a cat. Droney to center, Bachelor to near point is what I do. I could see that. I could see that. I keep forgetting that I have Droney, to be perfectly honest. Like, I forget that I have access to Droney. So what we really needed to do instead of this was get Unbearable online, because this guy can't... They're going to walk into the middle and there's nothing we can do about it now. Morty gives us some options. So we're not going to do that. We're going to use this to recap the middle after we deal with the primate. I don't actually like the Morty here, but it discourages the primate from going in. We kind of needed Morty here, though, where the cat is, because then we could threaten this. We wouldn't kill it, because this is only 1,300. We gotta soften it up a little bit more. This is interesting. The Gravedigger. We're going to threaten some boops here. This is getting weird. I don't really... We could also have just gone Jar and walked it up. Like, maybe we just go Jar instead right now. Because they can't threaten this right now. Jar sooner probably would have been better. So if they break this, they can walk up, but they won't be able to attack. I don't think they can kill the Murder Fly. And I don't think they want to advance into the Jar right now anyway. Wait, can this kill the... No, we can't kill it. For a second, I was like, wait a minute, can this just one-shot it? You're gonna have to... Yeah, I think we are gonna have to scare him with the Moffat, which I think we can set up next turn. I hate when they open the center with Gravedigger. It seems like it's a really strong play here, right? It seems like a really strong play. But yeah, I think we need to get Moffat online, if for nothing else than just to try it. Just do my Chad move of running to their side for no reason. Well, it wasn't for no reason. You won those games, Luffy. Oh my god, it's Chuck. Wait, is Chuck only 8 keys? No, it's not Chuck. It's High Five. Okay. It's not High Five. Never mind. Sometimes I wonder if people are doing that for mind games. Like, are they just trying to screw with me and be like, oh, I have this? It's like, do you, though? Do you, though? So honestly, if we had the cat here, we could have killed this turn. But we screwed that up. So you can go in, take the point. You have to back off. Which means you're going to go here. We could do the same thing with our Gravedigger and open this up. Like, I don't hate that idea. I'm not super enthusiastic about it, but... This is where having Mount Crushmore would feel a lot better, but... I mean, if wishes were fishes, right? You got the flight advantage. I agree. I kind of want to try the Gravedigger play. Honestly, it's just I want to do it, less that we need to do it. So they have to back off Hevo here. I don't know how we're going to deal with Ray Chargels. He's the big question mark here. They have an erratic now. Yeah, I agree. It might change very quickly about the flight advantage. Truthfully, I think that the Morty was... We'll say ambitious. Okay, I was going to say, our opponent's doing a lot of things that are not moving Hevo. Like, that was a lot of things that specifically were not moving Hevo, which seems less than stellar. So they can kill this any of, like, 75,000 ways. The question is, how are they going to do it? And can we bait their sheep, or bait their erratic into a sheep? So we're moving this down here to tempt the Ray Chargels, but also, if they come in, it's just dead. But we could also possibly advance on it. It's only 1,300 health. So it's 8 and 4, it's 12. Like, we could kill it. It's going to take a couple turns, though, because we can't get it next turn. Like, we're out of range trying to do it. This looks like a war zone. It does. There's a lot going on here. I don't know about that one, Chief. Because, like, what are you going to do? Put the erratic on here and not kill my dude? We're just going to nuke the Hevo. The question is, can we boop the erratic? Can we get a boop set up? We're definitely going Rambolina with some of the remaining 16 keys. Honestly, the only thing that worries me on here right now is the Ray Chargels. The erratic to a degree, but not really. It's not a boop, but I'll take it. Yeah, rip that Hevo is right. I don't think that was the appropriate call there, friend. So do we trade this? So we're going to step onto here, because if they advance the, like, if they send up any of these, we can hit them with the, what's it called? Stabby. We can hit them with the stabby. Do we go Hevo? If 16 keys... Like, we could do this. They still have 12. I don't want to go something that big just yet. So if they don't go with this, we can kill it. We can kill Ray Chargels. We're actually... I mean, is there a point in banking? We're definitely going to go Rambolina. Oh, no! I shouldn't have had Rambolina there, though. Because they can go on the stem and then splash for extra. I think we can boop it then, though. Send Hevo to the stim pad when the time comes. That'll be hilarious. That will be hilarious. So we trade this out, but I think we can get this. Point banking is you don't know what they're going to do with 17 keys. I mean, there is that, but I don't know that we need to bank 17. I think Rambolina is safe enough of a play because we will find a way to use it, right? Like, we're going to kill Erratic this turn. Because there's no way they see this coming right now. Because if they did, they never would have put Erratic there. They're running from it, but we're going to run Erratic to the center, boop the Gravedigger, and it's going to boop the Erratic. Are you ready for this, chat? Chat, are you ready for this? This better work. If it doesn't work, I'm going to be super annoyed. Boop! Oh, chat, I love it. Chat, it'll never cease to... Like, this will never get old. I will never... It is just spectacular. I love it. I love it. You love to see it, chat. Yeah, that guy is mad. Oh no, this is gonna live. Get out of here. I mean, it's not gonna live, but... So they have 13 keys. You can't boop with Erratic right out of the gate. I don't know if you can boop with, like, Fetch right out of the gate. I doubt it. But we're gonna bank keys because we don't need to play anything. Luffy, you missed it! Don't worry, this one will be in a replay. We could go look at it after this game. But basically, they moved... We had Rambolina up here, and they had an Erratic here, and they ran it away to get away from Rambolina, but they set up a Gravedigger, so we ended up booping the Gravedigger to push the Erratic into the abyss. The boops never get old, chat. They're so good. This was pointless. Like, there was no reason to send Miss Moffat in here. Like, at all. I mean, she's already broken even because we got the Hevo. But, like, there was literally no need to do this. There's still 10 keys. Exactly. That's why I'm not... Like, I'm still waiting. I am very happy about that play. That's what I'm talking about when I say, like, oh, well, we could do highlight reels. Well, what's the cool play you did? Well, I booped an Erratic. You know, like, that was fun. Cerberus is pretty good. Cerberus is pretty good. We're probably going to have to boop that. We're probably going to have to boop it. So Meatball is down. I kind of want to cap this point with Morty, but... let's just go Droney instead. We want to force them to reposition. We also need to do stuff faster. We're sacrificing the murder fly here, which I don't want to, but I think the jar is more important. They may get both. Yeah, they can get both. And probably in a trivial fashion. This was a misplay. This was a misplay. Moffat behind lava. If Cerberus advances, you can pull it out the lava and poison it. I didn't want to risk it getting murder flied and or jarred. I mean, realistically, it would probably be one because they would be on the stim pad. That was the main reason I didn't do it. Oh, man, chat. Oh, no, we won't be able to do it. Okay, now we can't. Oh, are they going to do it? Chat, is this really happening? No. Okay, okay, they moved them. No, they're going to... Chat, they don't see it coming. Chat. Chat! Oh no, we have it on cooldown. Never mind. It still had one more turn. Never mind, never mind. I thought we were gonna boop the Cerberus too, and I'm like, come on. You can't fall for that twice. You can't. Not like this. Too soon is right. So the Moffat has to move. Because otherwise it's going to get jarred. Like, we can take a jar hit and just kill it with the Rambolina. Like, that's fine. We only have 8 keys, so we can't go Hevo. I'm thinking we go Pterodactyl, to be perfectly honest. And do something like this. This way, like, they can't advance onto the stim pad. It will 100% die. And then we have plenty of room to do other stuff. The Morty absolutely feels like dead keys. And the Moffat has been, you know, well, the Moffat's been fine, but it's kind of dead right now. So they'll reclaim the panic points, but it doesn't matter at this stage. Yeah, you cannot do that. Yeah, I was gonna, like, you cannot have Cerberus in that spot. It is not allowed. Alright, so we're still gonna get the jar. We're gonna put the Pterodactyl on their stim. This is definitely happening. This is happening. How are we killing this, though? That doesn't seem right. And we probably could have split stuff differently if we were going to do that. I mean, this walks up and kills it, but, you know, it was going to anyway. I don't know that we can... I mean, we can try and race, to be honest. I don't know how the hell we're killing Cerberus. If we pull it... and then we boop, like, that doesn't do anything. I don't think they can race us. So if they come after our heart, we're going to get in behind them and boop. Well, we pull and then boop. We need to move Stabby. Stabby has been, like, way out of position, but at this point it's too late. I can't undo this and redo everything fast enough. Oh, there was a boop available here, I think. We could have moved Moffat up and then gotten in underneath it. No, that was pointless. We just wasted those keys. So what are you going to do? Go after our pterodactyl? I know we want to set up funnier boops, but this might be better. We didn't even need this. We could have gotten that boop last turn. That would have been way more epic, but I missed it. And this worked out anyway. Honestly, I'm looking forward to getting Cerberus because I like these big, slow dummies. But I swear, every game that I played, every single game, Cerberus is bad. GG. GG. And for the record, I don't mean Cerberus and Phobies is bad, like every game I play with Cerberus. I meant, like, across card games and stuff. There have been different Cerberus or Hellhound variants that are quite obviously Cerberus. And things like Cerberus, the Hydra, those sort of iconic mythological creatures almost always end up being bad, which is really unfortunate. So we're going to close up shop. As always, everybody, thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and Black Lives Matter.